Can anyone hear me? We should. Right, there we go. It disabled my microphone, so hello and welcome to the first long podcast episode. Now, this will be separate to the monthly podcast. So, the monthly podcast will be an episode where we have pretty much updates, we will have any questions, anything at all, and that will be about 30 minutes. Now, this podcast will normally be around an hour to, it can be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. So this little podcast will usually be anywhere from 2 months to 3 months when this is done. So you won't get this like every month, every week. So what this podcast would be a genuine chat. This could be stuff going on that I will mention and stuff like that. This will have less emphasis on questions and updates. This could just be if someone says in the chat, someone comes up in the live chat, I can I'll talk with them and say, how's your day, how are you doing, and stuff like that. Now today this one will be shorter than normal, even though it's the longer podcast, because this is like the first episode, and today I actually go back to college, after Easter obviously. If you don't know, I am obviously I think I said this in the first monthly podcast episode, I'm obviously the volunteer, marketer and social media manager. Now, I obviously have to do volunteering as a sixth former in my college. It's mandatory in year 13 and year 12. And basically, I'm very passionate and I do two types of volunteering. I do one in the college and I do one out of the college. And obviously, the two volunteering I do, I'm very passionate about. And it actually fits with both of the subjects I'm doing. And obviously, I think I've done around about 250 hours, if anyone's wondering. Which I obviously don't mind saying there. Anyway. So, pretty much, this episode will probably be around 40 to 50 minutes. Normally, these episodes will last anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. And they will probably be done either very early in the morning or very late at night. And the normal time probably will be done around about 6 o'clock in the morning over in the UK. So that will either be GMT or BST. If you're wondering, that's I don't even know the own time zone now. I think that's Greenwich. No, I don't know. It's GMT or BST basically. It's basically British summertime, or it's obviously if we're not in the summer, pretty much. We will have music in this one now. At the moment, we're only going to have one set of music, which is Rory MH's music, and we're going to have an old outro I made from my YouTube channel, which we had. I am going to try and get some more, but bearing in mind we have to get non-copyright music for this, because that's not, YouTube does not like us when we don't use non-copyrighted music. So I'm just going to set that up now. Just make sure. This is Video Games Are Cool by Rory MH. This is the track. I would just see if I can find his. I'm just actually going to post the live stream talking about that before I do that, and then I'm going to see if I can post his YouTube channel now. Now, obviously, in this live stream, as I tried to say before, I found out the mic wasn't working. Basically, you can still ask me anything, but there'll be less emphasis on questions. It's just going to be like genuine chatting. So, like if someone says, "Oh, hi," and this has happened today or something like that, just in a genuine chat, basically. That's all it's really going to be. This one, so it's basically like a bit like question and answer as well, but if you see what I'm saying, it's going to be just that less kind of emphasis on it. a more emphasis on like chatting with obviously you, a more emphasis on that, but less on obviously the question and answer, if you see what I'm saying. So let me just find the live stream, if I can find it. That is a good question. It's going to be where I can't find the live stream, isn't it? I can't even find the live stream. That's good. This is going off to a good start. Oh dear. There you go. I can find it in there, can I? Or is it just gone? I will check the health of the stream in a minute. If you get any problems with the live stream, obviously, just put in the chat and I will obviously look into it while we're live. I've always had this outlook, because originally I actually had a YouTube channel, and we did, on my old YouTube channel, we did live streams on that, and I always had the outlook, if for some unknown reason there was a problem with it, if the stream health went down or something like that, all you had to do is let me know and I would have a look at it on air, pretty much. As soon as I found out, obviously my old channel was mainly based off gaming, when we live streamed, so it was a bit different with that. It did take a bit longer, obviously, for me to find out, usually. So we're live. Or is this? I'm usually on the chat pretty much. The first long podcast. There we go. I should just post that, publish that one. Let me just close that one. So obviously, don't go into there. Welcome anyone that's in the chat. Please share the stream, obviously. Share it with your friends, family, anything like that. If you want any links to anything, just let me know. I'll actually post some links in a second. I'm just going to find Rory MH, so I can add him. And not add him to the chat, but I can like add his link, because obviously we're using his music. Rory MH. Just making sure I don't play the song. I'm just gonna check something. You will notice, obviously, I do have these moments where I go that's just normal. You'll get used to that. I will add that to the chat. I don't know how it's going to react. Oh, it did like that one. Some links it doesn't like. So, for example, when we streamed the monthly podcast, it had a few links it didn't like, and it deleted parts, but you could still go on the link, which was strange. I think it was the website links, actually. Obviously, if you're new to the channel as well, remember to subscribe. If you want to like the stream as well, you can. So do remember that as well. Has anyone got any questions as well while we're here? Please don't hesitate to post them in the chat, because I will answer them. I will just type that as well, just in case. Because I will answer, obviously, if there is any questions, I will answer questions. Because obviously this is the pilot episode, I will obviously make anything clear. Now, if anyone does have like a really question they want to answer, that they really badly want to answer, I will answer it in this episode. It's not like I won't answer it for anyone. It's not like I'll say no, sorry, you gotta wait for the monthly podcast. Obviously, if you ask like 500 questions, I'll save some of them for the monthly podcast, so we've got some for there. But I will, if you ask like 1 or 2 or 3, I'll obviously answer them. Right, let's have a look. Let me just close that box. So let's have a look. Yes, we got to, what did we do? We got to 48 page reach this week on the Facebook page, if anyone's wondering. Now, if people don't know, when you have a page on Facebook, you get something called page reach. The page reach is pretty much where you get people who reach your posts on your page. So they've pretty much seen your post and I think it's like reached them, if you see what I'm saying. So they've not just scrolled over it, or they've not clicked it and then said hide this post or something like that. So this week we've had 48 people that's reached it. I think the highest we've had, because we had one post in a week at 90. Just gonna check this is not like displaying on the stream. I think the highest we've had is, he says, let's have a look. So I put a milestone on, I think, when we had this. I just don't want this to display. Actually, let me just, I think the highest we had was 115. I'm more actually than that. I'm just gonna log out of this so it doesn't display. And then I'm not gonna log into mine. I'm gonna go to there. I'm gonna type in Canberra, Plymouth, and I'm gonna get up the pages. And we also have, if obviously no one knows as well, and we have a lot of business directories. We have one especially that's quite useful called Scores on the Doors. If no one's ever heard of it, basically what Scores on the Doors do is they actually show you all of the kind of they show the scores from the food hygiene ratings. As you can see when you go on it, I can't actually give you a screenshot of it, but I can put you the link in the chat right now, because obviously if it's copyrighted, any of it, it'll clash and YouTube will have a moment. That's the best way of putting it, because they don't like it when you copyright stuff, put copyrighted stuff on the stream and stuff like that. They don't get very impressed, let's just say that. And basically, Scores on the Doors, it pretty much says, is this your business? Improve your listing for free, improve your food hygiene rating, your widgets, you can display your feedback. It says, obviously, because it's displayed as a candy bar on this one, it says what type of retailers or what type of business we are, the phone number, the website. It says the score of food hygiene rating, and that it was very good, and who it was by, and when it was awarded. Any adverts, then the information, so obviously what types in the food hygiene each was rated for, and then it says more information. So for example, we've got Google Plus. Obviously the name for the Google Plus page is the candy bar. Sunday opening hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Then the telephone number again and the links to the page. Then the Twitter page. The last tweet, the statistics, so obviously that we've got 64 tweets, 7 followers and 9 following. And obviously a picture as well, which I need to update, and that's on the Google Plus page, I think. Yes, that's on the Google Plus page, and obviously a map, which is, yes, that is right, and a map which goes straight to the exact page and the address. Now the reason obviously I can't show this one is because it obviously has the logos to Tesco's and stuff like that, which is copyrighted on that page, which is down to the fact that Scores on the Doors actually say helping the following organisations achieve the highest food hygiene standards underneath, and then it says like Domino's, Lloyd's Bar, Tesco's, KFC, etc. So obviously if I was to show that, YouTube would have a wobbler. That's the best way of putting it. They don't like it when you show copyright stuff. That's the politest terms of putting it, basically. Let's kind of show you another one. We also obviously have Google Business Listing now. On our Google Business, My Business Listing, basically, we have 4.2 stars and 5 Google reviews. We don't have a website because when I actually put the website in, it didn't actually like it, and it kept pretty much suspending the listing, which meant then you had to remake it, re-verify it. And this was basically because it was done by a subdomain, so it was done by Google, but it was done by a subdomain to do it. So it wasn't done, like, made by your own domain, if you see what I'm saying. So it wasn't like you hosted the website, or it wasn't like you went and made GoDaddy or something like that, make the website for you or something. And you had your own domain. So that was the only downside to that. However, I'm working to try and see if I can put some sort of link there, pretty much. Whether I put the Google Plus page, or whether I put the Facebook page, or anything like that, really, to try and get something there. It shows that we've got reviews from the web, which is one review on Yelp. Obviously our reviews from Google as well, and send to your phone. We've got photos, you can see outside, and a map. We've got, I'm just trying to think of another one I could show you. See if just quickly. Yes, let me just restart this one. And I'm just trying to think of another site I can get you. Local store, I'm still updating. And we also have a sort of a business listing and sort of not. You see what I'm saying? On Parkopedia, I think that it means. And this basically is what this does. Is it's a site, and it actually shows where you can park. So it'll show you where you're going to. So for example, this one actually links you to obviously the candy bar, which is the shop, and it says where you can park, where there is obviously car park, street, and private. So for example, it says here there's Plymouth Station, which is 2 minutes. Obviously, as I'm aware of, I don't think you can stay there for that often. You can like stay there, obviously stay there unless you're obviously taking the train. I could be wrong there. Obviously, I don't drive, so I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. But obviously, it says the cheapest is £1.50. And I think, is that an hour or 2 hours? I don't think it says 2 hours. That is. And obviously 5 minutes to the destination. But that's Ainsbury's and it's customers only. So that's the catch to that. It obviously says street parking as well. So which it says the closest street parking is Adson Road, which is free for 2 hours, and it's 11 minutes to the destination. And it obviously says private parking as well, which is, let's have a look, Plymouth Railway, and it says monthly £94. So I think the closest is, it says on here, it is actually, just trying to find it, Plymouth Station car park as well, which is pay and display. Oh, you can actually stay in Plymouth Station car park. So it actually tells you obviously your prices, your maximum stay, 20 minutes you can stay for free and stuff like that. So it does actually say that to you, how you can pay and display, your opening times, and the features and stuff like that. So obviously sometimes I wouldn't go off this because you don't 100% know if you can stay outside of some shops. Some shops you can stay outside of. For example, you might find that a shop there is a space outside and you can. Other shops you can't. So don't fully go off this, but it is a good tool. If like you're going into Plymouth Town Centre and you want to go to the shop. So just think about it if that's what you're going to use it for. So if I go back, I'm going to go back like 500 times. There we go. Another good one actually is, I'm just going to check we're doing well, just check there's no comments. Just check that, yeah. Where else have we got? That one that I'm still working on. And that one. We've also got obviously Yell and Yelp business directories. So for example, if you go to Yelp, if we use that one as an example, on Yelp we've got our directions, we've got our website, we've got our phone number. You can message the business. It says more business information, so obviously yes, you take away food, so obviously you can take away sandwiches, you can take away hot food as well. Obviously you can't eat in, so that's why we've put takeaway on that. No, we don't accept Apple Pay, and no, we don't accept Android Pay, as I'm aware of, and I checked that. No, we don't. Accepted cards, as I'm aware of, is credit and debit. We don't accept Bitcoin. Parking is obviously on the street. Bike parking, as I'm aware of, is not. Wheelchair accessible, as I'm aware of, is not. As I'm aware of, there's no dogs allowed, and obviously caterers, we do not cater as a restaurant, kind of, and stuff like that. And that was obviously what we chose for that. In upcoming special hours, the 25th of the 12th, 2017, we are closed, which is obviously Christmas Day. Boxing Day this year we're closed, and New Year's Day next year we're closed. And then we have specialities, so we put a little description, obviously saying we offer a range of different products and services for our customers. We put a brief history, which was established in 2009, and that is a family-run business. And then I put obviously a brief description of the business owner. And we also have some pictures of the candy bar as well, and obviously it's in the sweet shops, tobacconists, and news agents kind of categories. And obviously we have the opening times as well. So that is pretty much some of the business listings. I'm just trying to think of something else to show you. Obviously we'll be much more prepared for the next one, because this is a pilot episode. It's just basically seeing what the reaction is to this episode and seeing what you think. Seeing if you like the concept of this episode. It's basically showing you and telling you what this is going to be like. Obviously it won't be exactly like this. The plan of action is to get some to advertise it, what date it's going to be, and then obviously do it. But obviously because this is so long between each other, there should be enough time to make sure we'll be able to get enough for it. Whereas this was only planned, I think, yesterday to do. So let's have a look. What else do we have? I don't think we have anything else on there. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Does anyone have any questions? Because I'm going to end this early, actually. No questions? Okay. So what I'm going to do is... this one was quite short, however the next one will be quite long, because obviously I will prepare, I will plan for the next one. This one was actually a pilot episode, and I'm actually just going to change the description of this. I'm just going to change the description. And basically, the next episode, what this will have in it is I will plan stuff to talk about. Obviously, I would advertise up to that episode as well. I'll create an event on YouTube, the YouTube channel, so it will be obviously advertised on the YouTube channel. We will have this podcast, and it will be this amount of time, etc. Obviously, I'll make an event on the Facebook page as well for people to see, and I will obviously advertise on the Twitter and LinkedIn pages. Obviously, if you have any questions, put them in the comments of the video when it's uploaded. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, click the like button. Again, if you've got any questions for the next long podcast, put them in the comments, because obviously the next long podcast will be pretty long. It'll be about an hour to 2. So the more questions we get in, and the more ideas we get in, the more stuff we get in for the next long podcast that we can talk about, means the more longer it will be. Obviously, remember, once we get the event out, and obviously on the YouTube channel, remember to share it, because then the more people we get, the more obviously more people can ask stuff in the chat, which means obviously the longer it will be again. So I'm going to say thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.